Hey everyone, welcome back to Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
I'm Cardwell.
Today on this Kevin's Kreations, we got a fun little new awakening deck we're going to talk about called the Beast Within. But before we get into it, we just remind everybody that we do have a Patreon. So if you like us, want us to give us some more support and love, go check it out. And with that, we're going to delve into Loki and the Beast Within. So, we're playing Loki because she's all about awakening spells.
Yep.
And it's more or less what this deck does. It's kind of a one-trick pony. Kind of. But it is what it is. So Loki. She's the blue ruler, the starter ruler. And she's got Divinity 10. 2 blue and 1 is her judgment. And she energizes a blue. Pretty simple.
Yep.
She judgments into an 8/12, which is awesome. Because she's got a big booty. So she can block pretty much anything you need. And then she still has Divinity 10. And you may pay 2 less to pay awakening costs of cards. And that's her main purpose.
Yep. So you pretty much want to try to judgment her as fast as possible.
Yeah, if you can get it and make sure she stays alive,
yep,
that's what you're wanting. We'll go over Divinity runes first. They're pretty simple. First up is Sandstorm. Because it's a free 2 damage to all Resonators your opponent control. Because it's in your Rune Deck. It's still 1 Divinity. So, awesome. Next up is Mostrosify. This rune has actually started to grow on me a lot. I used to not like it, but it's actually really good for what it does. For 1 blue, Divinity 2 quick cast, target resonator becomes a 9/9.
It's pretty good.
So it gets you out of all kinds of little kill spells or tricks or whatever. Or you can just be like, hey, that dude dies because my dude's a 9/9.
Yeah.
It's pretty silly. Next up is her Master Rune, Consume. 2 blue and 1 quick cast, Divinity 2. As long as you're playing Loki, you can play it and remove target resonator from the game. You gain life equal to its defense.
It's really good.
Yeah, this rune has saved my life plenty of times. And there's another fun card, another fun way you can use this, and we'll talk about it when we get to it. We got Massive Growth, which is actually another star rune of the deck. And it is a blue and 1 for Divinity 3. Quick cast chant/rune. You may pay 1 less to play this card from a rune area, so essentially it's a blue. And it adds 3 blue, but you can only spend that blue for awakening costs, which is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And the final rune is Diverse Evolution. 2 blue and 1 for Divinity 2, Chant Rune. You may play blue less plays from your rune area, so 2 mana, blue and 1. Target up to X Resonators, where X is the number of different races among Resonators you control. Put a 1/1 counter on each one per extra target. So essentially, if you have 5 races, you target 5 dudes. The first dude gets 1 counter, second dude gets 2, third gets 3, fourth gets 4, and 5 gets 5.
Yep.
That's its whole purpose, is to help give out counters to my dudes. Because we're playing little dudes that have awakening costs, and we're doing things with them. And I'll let you go over the star of the deck.
The star of the deck is Sylvia, the slave girl. 1 red, 4/4. It has awakening, which is pretty big. 2 red and 5, so 7 altogether. When this card enters the field, it deals 2,000 damage to each J Resonator your opponent controls. Then you put 16 1/1 counters on her. Now, this card gains flying, swiftness, precision, and pierce as long as it has any 1/1 counter on it. So later on, if you just do turn 1 done, and then you're like, oh, get a counter on it, it still gets all those special abilities.
Yes. So she is the main star of the deck. That's the whole purpose of me building this deck. So you have Loki's flipped, so it costs 2 less.
Yep.
So then it only costs 5.
Yep.
And then Massive Growth makes it cost 3 less. So you're
Just
essentially paying like 4 or 5 to swing for 20.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you need. You just play this, awakening, 2 red, bam, done.
And if you do really need to gain life really hard, you can remove her with your own Consume to gain 20 life if you have awakening. But, I mean, if you play against them, you can do it too.
Yeah, exactly.
But Consume is better used on your opponent's creatures, but if you have to, you have to. But yeah, that's its whole purpose, to be like, pay this for 5 mana, essentially, and clear their board.
And then you have a big dude to swing.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Next up, we got the extra little dudes with Awakening. Jormungandr, the Eater of Worlds.
He's a cute bastard.
4/4 for 1 blue. He gets +5/+5 for each growth counter on him. And then whenever he attacks, you remove a Gluttony counter, and he removes the dude from the game. Your opponent controls, so you remove a Resonator. Just get out of my game.
Yep, just that simple.
And then he awakens for 2. And when he awakens for 2 colorless, it's a growth counter. And when he awakens for a blue, you put a Gluttony counter on him. You can banish a water magic stone, put a growth or Gluttony counter on this card. Play this ability only once per turn and only on your turn.
He can get out of hand real quick if not taken care of. And also with Loki's awakening cost, it's a lot easier to do.
Yeah, because then you get a free growth counter when you awaken him, because you're like, cool, I'll pay the 2 for the awakening.
Yeah.
Great.
Or if you need a dude removed, you just pay 2 of them and then swing and then remove. Just remove a guy. Just like that.
Dude, he's pretty good. I like Jormungandr a lot for what he does.
Okay, me too. The next creature is a card I've never ever seen before. It's called Drifting Little Moon. 1 blue, 5/5. This card cannot attack. You can tap it, it does 400 damage to target rested Resonator. Rest 4 of the Drifting Little Moons you control, destroy target creature. So it's pretty cute. So early game, they try to swing, you just kill whatever they do, especially if you block and then tap, just in case. You know, you can take care of some higher big dudes with that.
Sadly, you can't block. It's not because block.
Oh, it's black taps. Sorry,
but if you get 2 of them, then you get to shoot off pretty much anything. You're just like, that thing takes 8.
Yep.
Or you can just do it on your turn. You're like, oh, that dude's tapped. That dude takes 4. Sandstorm. That dude takes 6.
Yep.
So cool.
Thanks. The next one is a Black Spot Tiger, returning one of ours. 1 red, 4/4. You can pay 0. This card gains flying until end of turn. It deals 200 damage to you. Play this ability only once per turn.
He's really just there because I have the next dude, Shen Gongbao, and it goes and gets him. That's really the only reason he's in the deck. I mean, he's cool, but he doesn't really do a whole lot for me.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be able to get him. With this guy, Shen Gongbao, Taoist of Kunlun. He's 2 red for a 6/6 Taoist. You may pay 1 less to play cards named Heaven, Thundering Strike. And this card gets +1/+1 in swiftness as long as you control a beast, which you go get Black Spot Tiger when he comes in.
Yep.
So his awakenings, he has 2 of them. They both cost 1. The first one is enter, search your deck for a card called Black Spot Tiger, put it in the field. And the second one is search your deck for a card called Heaven Thundering Strike, reveal it and put it in your hand.
Yep.
And if you have a Loki flipped, then you just pay 2 red and you get both awakenings, so you go get both the cards and you get to have free dudes.
Yep. With mana left over.
Awesome.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's the whole reason the Black Spot Tiger is there, because it works really good with him and he just gains swiftness off of it. Also, Jormungandr is a beast, so Shin can get some +1 and haste off of that.
Yep.
Which is pretty good. And the last beast of the deck is Loki's Watchdog, Fenrir. 2 blue and 2 for 10/10, and it's got 2 awakenings. They both cost 2. Awakening 2, enter. You draw 2 cards. They had a lot of extra text. I was like, what does it do?
Me too. I was like, what's going on?
But yeah, it draws 2 cards, and then the other one is you can make them sacrifice a creature.
Yep.
Essentially, they banish a Resonator when it awakens. So.
And you get to target a Resonator, and then they banish it, which is pretty cute.
He's super good.
Yeah.
Like, Fenrir is just good, because if you have Awakening, like a Loki flipped, he literally costs 4 mana to draw 2 cards and make them kill a dude.
Yep, which is insanely powerful.
Awesome. But he is also a beast, so he triggers Shen Gongbao. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different creature types in this deck, so you can get every little creature with diverse evolution a counter. Because Drifting Moon counts for 2. Slave Girl counts for 2,
6,
Beast, and Taoist.
Yep.
So it's pretty silly how much evolution can help you.
And with that, we'll get into the spells. Of course, you have to have, might as well play blue, the Dragon Lord's Breath, 1 blue quick cast. And of course, we'll get to that later, but return target Resonator with total cost 3 or less from the hand. 2 awakenings. One of them is you pay 2 time, put target Resonator on the bottom of your owner's deck, and the other one is pay 1 time, you draw a card.
Yeah.
It's just really good.
Yeah, this card is super good. I do have the ability to pay all of them, but most of the time you're going to just do the 1 time to draw an extra card and bounce the thing. But we do have the ability to pay them all.
It's still extremely strong.
Oh yeah, card is awesome.
Now, of course, we already talked about that you can go fetch this card. It's Heaven Thundering Strike. 1 red and 1 quick cast. This card cannot be canceled if you control Shen, which is awesome. This card deals 600 damage to target J Resonator. If this was awakened, it deals 600 damage to up to 1 second target J Resonator. And the awaken is 1 and 2. So for 3 mana with Loki flipped, you do a lot of damage.
Yeah. And Shen actually makes it cost 1 less, so it's essentially 2 red.
Yeah.
You're like, cool, 2 red, that dude takes 6, that dude takes 6.
Yeah, seems good.
I mean, you have to have a lot in your favor, but it is what it is.
Next one is Shackles of Mist, 1 blue and 1. Rest target as quick cast. Rest target Resonator. Rest up to 1 second target Resonator if this card was awakened, and the awakening is 2 blue and 1. So essentially, for 2, 4 mana, you tap 2 dudes.
Yeah. And the reason it's there is just so you can be like, tap that dude down, drifting little moon, shoot that dude.
Yep.
That's the whole reason that card's in the deck, because it's got Awakening and it just shoots thing for... And if you have to use Massive Growth for the 3, you can do it.
And which is the next card that we actually in the deck, just more Massive Growths.
Yeah, you need the Massive Growths just to help you get there to get Sylvia's Awakening up and going.
Yeah.
Next up is my favorite card. It's one of my favorites just because it involves lots of colors.
Yep.
Statue of the Sacred Temple. It's 2 mana addition. Because we don't have any dual stones right now, you need some way to make other manas. And this is magic stones you control can add 1 of any color. Or you can pay 1 of each color and you sacrifice it and then you get a 10/10 Flying Angel.
But Kevin, what are you going to do with all of those other colors?
Oh, we're going to play a bad card. That's what we're doing with all those colors. So, we're playing Prismatic Flame.
Yep.
For those that don't know what this card is, it is a rare chant from good old Winds of the Ominous Moon. It is 1 red, quick cast. Its basic ability is this card does 300 damage to target J/Resonator.
Straight up, that's all.
Yep. You can pay Awakening with crests. We don't have crests, so that doesn't matter. But you can pay a white, a red, a blue, a green, or black as an Awakening. Okay?
Those are all separate Awakenings.
Yeah, so if you have multiple colors, which hopefully you will with the statue, you can use them to do the special things.
Yeah.
So if you pay white, this card deals damage, you gain that much life. If you pay a red additional, this card deals damage, it would deal double that damage. You pay blue, you draw a card. You pay green, it deals 100 damage to each J Resonator your opponent controls, other than its first target.
Yep.
And then if you pay black, this card does 300 damage plus an additional 100 damage for each J Resonator your opponent controls to your opponent. So you're just like, cool. That dude, let's say you have 3 dudes. That first one takes 3, the other 2 take 1, and then you get to shoot them for 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
This card it's got a lot of text
Silly.
for doing some damage.
And if you pay the red with that black, then it just does all the double damage, and it just gets silly.
Yeah, red doubles everything on this card. So if you do red and then another another Awakening of red, it doubles all the damage instances on this card.
Yeah.
So it doubles the original 3, and then it doubles any of the black or green Awakenings that you do. So that's its purpose. I just wanted something different that's Awakening card, because I mean there's a lot of other good Awakening cards you can use.
And we pretty much have done a pretty decent Awakening deck as well. And of course this card looks so badass for it, so
yeah,
it looks nice.
I needed to use it.
Yeah.
But it is super fun. I have played this deck, and it's really good when it works. I mean, it's kind of rough because Massive Growth into a Sylvia takes a lot, but it's really good.
Yeah.
The stones are pretty simple. I got 3 Magic Stone of Time, which is the add a blue or add a time. I got 3 Magic Stone of Chaos, which is add a blue, or you can banish this card, add 2 blue, but use this only for Awakening costs. So essentially, if you need to get the Sylvia out quicker, you can do it. And then I got 4 Fire Magic Stone because you still have a lot of red that you need to be able to pay for without having a statue. So there is 10 stones. You can have extra water stones if you want for Jormungandr, but that's completely up to you how you want to play it. That's it really as far as the deck goes. It's super fun. I have played this and done a lot of things with it. Jormungandr is still a star of the deck because the dude's just good.
He's just good.
And Drifting Little Moon does a lot more than I thought it did. So check it out. If you want to see the link, guys, it'll be down below in the description. Thank you again for joining us here on Geektopia Island. Hope y'all have a wonderful night. Goodbye. Also, guys, just remind y'all to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all our future content, make sure you click that bell. It'll give you all the notifications you need.
With that, we'd like to go ahead and give a big thank you to all our fans that support us through the year, and especially our Patreon support people. We do like to give a shout out to our Mythic and Above supporters, and that would be Dwayne Higgs. Thank you very much. We love you.